Hi, I'm Dr. Blair, and I'm a CBD consultant, and I'm here with Amy, and I want to have her tell you about some of the experiences that she's had in guiding people with the use of cannabidiol for different types of problems. Have her tell you about some of those experiences where patients, what CBD has done for them. So Amy, welcome. I'm so glad to talk with you and for you to tell the audience about your experiences with CBD for your clients.
This is actually a story that actually happened today, believe it or not, but I've got a friend of mine who was asking about some CBD. He had gotten a very large bottle of product before, so he had been taking it for anxiety. And so I had asked him today, I said, well, how are you feeling without the CBD? He goes, I don't feel like myself. And I said, do you really feel that CBD helps you feel better? He goes, absolutely. And it was funny because he has a lot of the same experiences that I did because I didn't really feel anything until you actually stop taking it. And so he went about a week without it and realized that he just didn't feel good anymore. And so he was, calling me, asking me about what to get so he can make sure that he has the proper product to help with his anxiety for future purposes.
You know, Amy, that's exactly right. Usually you see a response within just a couple minutes of using a high quality product, but sometimes you don't see that response. And we may not realize how deeply CBD integrates within the body and transforms it after a period of time. So it may be that it will take a couple weeks for that to get into the system and to make those transformational changes that will really impact some condition. And then, as you've described, getting away from them or stopping CBD really highlights those particular features where you've been enhanced. Now, I always tell people that CBD is not going to make you a Superman or a Superwoman, but it is going to relieve a lot of those aches and pains and problems and allow you to be all that you can be.
Yes.
And so I think that characterizes it pretty well. Have you had other experiences with your clients?
I have. I actually have a client of mine who had been taking 150 milligrams of another full spectrum product. And then I had given him another product to see what it would do with him. And within 30 seconds, well, not 30 seconds, in about 3 minutes, he actually felt his anxiety melt away within just minutes. And so it was pretty interesting to see that. I've seen several people who, after taking CBD in minutes and sometimes even seconds, just calm down. You can see the changes in their face. You can see them going from, kind of like nervous movements to just a very smooth kind of like even keel.
So they were using some other product line, but when they moved over to the Elixinol product line, and they were seeing the changes with that particular product, that high quality hemp-derived full spectrum CBD that is available.
One of the other experiences that I've had was my sister was actually here and she was having an asthma attack, and she went to go get her inhaler. And I said, what are you doing? She goes, well, I need to go get my inhaler because I can't breathe. And I said, why don't you try the inhalation method for CBD? And she's like, well, what do I do? And so I actually had a device and I allowed her to inhale on that. And within seconds, her coughing had stopped, and she was not having any issues breathing with CBD and an inhalation method. And so she was actually able to go buy a device and product for her to be able to use for her asthma attacks.
So she was using a vaporizer in order to vaporize a CBD product. Was that the Respira product?
It was the Respira, yes.
Yeah, that's an excellent product, and it is so very well delivered, and it doesn't cause any irritation to the lungs. Calms that down, reduces the coughing, and can control asthma quite impressively. It also works in chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, and recently I've been using it for some other condition, bronchiectasis, as it's been effective for that as well. So if you can deliver CBD right straight to the lungs, it can make an impact on the lung tissue directly, reduce that inflammation, which is a great deal a part of a lot of the conditions that we see, including toxic exposure to chemicals that are very irritating different situations. Now, I think you were telling me about one of a practitioner in acupuncture that has started incorporating this into her practice.
She does. She's actually my she's my acupuncturist now. She wasn't when we first started because I was showing her product line, as a me as in my role as an account executive with a company, and then offering her a product. So she had actually, I had given her some samples of liposome product, and she had given that to clients. And I followed up with her a few days later. She said, Amy, this is a life changer. She goes, when I give this to my clients right before their session, they just relax so much more and they're so much more calmer. And because of that experience that they have with the liposomes prior to, I guess, her exiting the room, this is how clients end up buying the product, is because they get so much more deeper relaxation on CBD than with not.
Do you think that she gets a more profound effect from her treatments as a result of that?
I believe so as well, because I am now a patient of hers, and so I've definitely experienced that myself. So when I had first started going, of course, I didn't know what acupuncture really was about. I didn't know what to expect, just the things that I'd seen, and didn't think about taking my CBD right before the treatment. And so probably about 3 sessions in, I'm like, you know what, this is really tough. I'm going to start taking my CBD. And so it definitely helps me relax when I'm in there. And I probably have honestly, probably the largest relaxation that I experienced during this hour of just being, in with the needles and then with the CBD combined. I just have a completely relaxed state.
And now, were you seeing the acupuncturist for that relaxed state, or were you treating some other condition?
No, I didn't even have an idea of going into an acupuncture until I started speaking to her, and then started learning some of the benefits. And so, and then it just kind of started from there. So there wasn't really a specific reason, other than I did have a little bit of back pain, but we haven't even got that far yet.
Did you see changes as a result of that for your back pain that was different from before CBD and then after CBD, after you're using it preclinically?
Yeah, actually, relaxation is probably the biggest thing. I think just the tightness in my muscles, because I do sit down in a chair a lot of times I'm at a computer. So I have a lot of tightness in my low back. And so by using the CBD and the acupuncture treatment, I definitely feel that those have loosened up quite a bit.
That's a great concept, is combining those two modalities to reach a maximum effect. We've seen that in a number of other situations. For instance, in dental area, taking CBD pre-dentally before you have any type of procedure will help the client relax in the chair and to allow them to feel the sensations, but not to the level where they're crawling the walls because of pain, or they've tightened every muscle up in their body and they're stiff as a board because of the anxiety and discomfort. In addition, after the procedure, what I've seen and my clients have reported is an advanced and improved healing and decrease in pain afterwards, after whatever procedure they have, whether it's a simple cleaning or an actual procedure that they have. I theorize that this may be also effective for counseling, that CBD will open up the mind and the behavior so that we are willing to integrate those counseling sessions, so that the information that we get, well, something like cognitive behavioral therapy, integrated into our mind so that we can actually apply those things much more effectively. So I think you're onto something here, Amy, that by using these two modalities simultaneously, that we can really push and maximize the benefits and enhance one another in that process. I'm looking for other therapies that can probably be done with. Any other stories for me?
I do. I have lots of them, but I do have another one. I think this one is one that I love, because I think probably with all the clients that I see, one of the most common things that I hear that CBD helps support is their sleep. And I actually have a chiropractor who had actually had surgery, knee surgery. And then I had showed her one of the products, and they got one of the products. I was actually able to leave them one of the products, and she was telling me that other than her knee surgery, she had not been able to sleep very well at all because, of course, they were giving her pain medication. And then I followed up with her, and first night she was able to sleep. So not only helping with the inflammation and the pain from the surgery, but also getting a restful night's sleep, which is just something that's very, very common that I hear with most people who are using CBD. I know that specifically with myself as well, because not CBD, I do have a smartwatch, so I can record my sleep pattern. So without CBD, I'm up all night. I have these little jagged patterns like through my whole sleep session. But then when I'm on CBD and taking that in the evening, I do notice where I have these longer dips and these longer deep sleep sessions, and I just feel more rested.
And when you wake up, how's your energy level? Or you feel groggy in the morning?
I absolutely no grogginess. I have never felt groggy when I've awoken. I just feel energized. I'm up. I'm ready to go. And that's what I love about it. It's not like being on sleep medication and not being able to get out of bed, or being too tired, or you still can't open up your eyes. I am just up. I'm ready.
Fabulous. Well, those are great stories, and you're absolutely right. In my experience as well, is that people using CBD, one of the side benefits rather than adverse side effects that comes along with CBD is that enhancement of sleep quality, where people sleep deeper, they wake up promptly, and they're energized in what they're doing.
Completely agree. I have lots of those stories.
So, Amy, terrific. Great talking with you. Keep getting those stories. I'd love to hear them, and I know the audience is going to be thrilled to hear those kinds of applications for which CBD can have great effects and improve our lives and in our entire life experience.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Amy, for joining me here today.
Absolutely. Thank you.